Ooh, I'ma flex on my ex, flex on the hoe. You still be in my head, so I'ma let you know. I realize how much I want you when I let you.
Hey guys, Joey here from Success Theory. Just wanted to go over one of the new diets that's on the market at the moment. It's been around for a long time, but it's really gained popularity probably, at least in my sphere of influences, in the last 2 years. This diet is recommended by health professionals like Josef Rakich, and it's also done by celebrities such as the Kardashians and so many more in both the health world, in the celebrity world, in the wellness world. All around, people are doing this diet. That's the keto diet. So keto diet is, in my opinion, an awesome diet, but I just wanted to go over the fundamentals of that diet so you can understand. So the keto diet is based off really one key point, and that's ketosis. So ketosis is your body going into the zone pretty much to be able to burn fat, burn stored fat. So it's where it goes to that for a source of energy. So as most of you know, when you're cutting calories or macros, what you're doing, everything you're eating is energy. You're putting lots of things into your body, but the basis of what's going to turn into fat or energy is what you're eating. So there's proteins, carbs, and fat macronutrients, and we'll go into another video where I'm going to break those down and describe what those are. But for this video, when you're talking about the keto diet or ketosis diet, which is the full name, or very similar to something like the Atkins diet or a low carb diet, all those are very, very similar diets. The basic point of that is you're going to eat a high fat diet, low carb diet, and kind of a supplemental protein. So protein stays about the same, usually so between 20 and 30%. And some of these ketosis diets people are on, they're eating as low as 5% carbs. The reason for this is people find that when they're in ketosis, they can obviously burn stored fat more efficiently, which for people trying to lose weight, that's an awesome thing. There's some other benefits that are a bit more argued. That's things like whether you get more energy on this diet, whether it's actually more healthy for you, whether it can prolong life, all these sort of things. Lots of positives and negatives on either side. I don't really have an opinion. What I do find from doing that diet before, and I'm not on that diet at the moment, but I will probably be in the next few weeks, some sort of variation of that diet, because I like mixing up my diets. I find that works best for me. But again, I'll make that another video why I mix up diets through a dieting process, not just do 2 months of the exact same breakdown. So when doing the keto diet, I found that I do get increased energy. I found I do lose fat faster, and I don't necessarily find that I feel better though. So I think for a short-term diet for me, the keto diet works really well as a fat loss tool. But from what I know of the diet, from the potential disbenefits, and from the fact that it's non-balanced, and just for the fact that I love pasta and carbs, I don't do it for long periods of time. So I'll only do it during a cut or during fat loss, which is why I find it best for. Lots of people do it longer term, but if you're looking to burn fat, a keto diet's an awesome way to do it. The breakdown of that is going to be to eat really high fatty foods, not with saturated fats, so still healthy fatty foods, things like fish, things that are high in protein, and just cutting out carbs. So you're going to try to avoid eating as many carbs as possible and substitute that in for something that has a bit more fat in it and protein, which then will give you that macronutrient breakdown that way. So you're going to avoid carbs to convince your body to attack fat, and that's also going to be to attack stored fat. Because no matter what you eat, guys, if you eat carbs or fat, when they store as stored fat, as most of you all know. So the idea of this is to get your body to attack that fat. That's the same thing you do when you're doing intermittent fasting as well. One of the things when you're fasting is your body goes into ketosis naturally, so especially when you fast for a long period of time. So people sometimes fast for 3 to 5 days for health reasons or for religious reasons. That can put your body into ketosis. Intermittent fasting can do that as well to some degree. It helps your body go into that ketosis mode to burn stored fat, and that's why you can find better weight loss in intermittent fasting. So the keto diet is probably one of the best diets on the market, in a lot of people's opinion, for weight loss. And the breakdown of a diet is this. So you're gonna eat really low carbs. Ketosis is your body's ability to burn fat more effectively, or it's what your body does when it goes and attacks fat cells. So the idea of this diet is by eating a high fat diet, you're essentially training your body to attack fat, to use that as a source of energy. By giving that as the primary source of energy, which is what all your macronutrients are, they're a source of energy for your body then regulates itself to get used to burning that as energy. So then when you do something like cut the calories out as well. So if your maintenance calories, or what you know, where you'd say even you wouldn't gain fat or lose fat would be 2,500 calories, you might cut it down to something like 2,200 calories. Now those 300 calories then, instead of your body looking for carbohydrates or sugars like glycogen in in your muscles or anywhere else in your body to find energy from. The idea of that is that you've then trained it to go and attack the fat cells. So instead of going for the sugar in your system or for any kind of carbohydrates it can find, it's been trained to go for the fat cells, which can be of a lot of benefit where most people, they want to burn the fat. That's their aim for dieting. So the breakdown for that, for most people, probably 5, 30, 65, that's 5% carbs, so pretty much as low carbs you can get. Some people try to get almost no carbs, somewhere between 5 and 10%. Protein 30%, some people jack it up as high as 40 when you're doing sort of bodybuilding training to gain muscle, which is fine. And fat would then be about 65 or obviously 55% if you jacked up the protein. So it depends what your goals are. If it's just weight loss, this is probably my favorite kind of breakdown of it. But if you are trying to train and gain muscle at the same time, you're using that as just a stable diet. You're actually eating above your calories. You're trying to gain muscle as well, but you're hoping your body will burn fat during cardio as well. That could be a better breakdown. You might just jack up that protein as well. I hope that breaks down what is and what isn't the keto diet, makes that more simple for people, just on a really basic scale. The Atkins diet, low carb diets, really it's just the low carb diet. You can then couple that, a lot of people couple with intermittent fasting, which again can help boost ketosis. So if you did both those together, you might not say eat till 1 p.m. And then you eat just a high fat diet for the end of the day. If you're having 2 or 3 meals then, that can help as well. It can be a really good tool for fat loss, especially if you find that your body doesn't respond so well to normal fat loss. So what we understand, guys, and what most people get, and people use both as a reason and an excuse, is that my body doesn't lose fat easily, and that's when trying some of these different diets can work. Someone who's found that you've done the diets, you've tried eating less, you've tried, higher carb diets, you try to eat lots of protein, you're just not losing diet, maybe this is something for you. Maybe you should try intermittent fasting, maybe you should try keto, something like that. Trying different things and you can find what works best for you, because every person is individual. So unless you're going to go find a nutritionist who's going to work closely with you, these different things you can try at home. There's no real risks or side effects to it unless you do it long term. Then that's again debated how many side effects there are to anything. But the side effects behind anything, guys, people argue that being vegetarian has side effects. People argue not being vegetarian has side effects. Taking protein does. Not eating enough protein does. Multivitamins can hurt your liver, but not having enough vitamins in your body will kill you sooner. There's always arguments on what is good and what isn't good for you. You're just going to take what you can get. Just do everything in moderation is really a smart way to do things. So when you're doing keto diet, you might just go back to eating quite regularly afterwards, but try that for 2 months. If you wanted a diet plan, to recommend one, I know Josef Rakich's diet plans at the moment do keto diets, and I've done his diets before. He's a really awesome health professional. He knows his diets and his training, so you can get a diet and a training plan from him. I'd recommend his at the moment. He's one of my favorites. He's from New Zealand. Awesome guy. I'll check out his videos as well. So yeah, that's awesome, guys. Just couple that together, and then again, you can couple that with a fat burner, with regular exercise for sure, and with going to the gym and training, things like cardio, HIIT cardio, whatever you can do to burn fat. Coupling all these things together, what's going to make it an effective weight loss journey, an effective fitness journey. But the most important thing is always going to be diet. So choosing what your diet's going to be. That's really difficult for me simply because I love carbs, and I am able to eat carbs and do that happily. So that does help. They do say that the cravings for carbs go down on the keto diet. I have found that probably, especially for sugars, not probably so much for pasta, but I don't crave sugar as much as when I'm eating even normal carbs. And I guess that's just your body not searching for that sugar and that immediate source of energy, because simple sugars are some of the most immediate releasing energy. It takes a bit more work in your body to burn down fat. But that's okay, guys. Your body will strive for whatever it can get. Really, it's just trying to keep you alive, and storing fat is its way to do that in case you're not going to have food later on. So you regulating that, you're kind of fighting against your body's natural instinct to store extra food to make you, be able to live longer. But then obviously when you couple that with fitness, then your body works a lot better. You're boosting testosterone, your body knows that it's looking to build muscle and all sort of things. So it's not so worried about storing fat usually.